Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, September 29th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. We have a time for change call tonight at 9 p.m. There will be some really revealing information on there. So each of us, anytime, we can always choose to be at peace with what is. At any moment of our lives, we can decide to accept life's circumstances instead of resist or judge it. The result is total fulfillment and joy on every level of our being. It is our choice each moment where we choose to focus our attention on what we want or what we don't want. Our assignment for this day is to only focus on what we want and be at peace with what we don't want. And then entertain these feelings of being at peace no matter what occurs in the outer world. One of the key understandings for ourselves is to forgive ourselves for our past. We can look at them as mistakes or things that we did that we said, oh, well, shouldn't have done that. We are as innocent as newly born child who is here to learn and grow from every new experience of this life. Remember that our souls are on an infinite journey and have never made a mistake along the way. The only mistakes that you'll see are caused by miscellaneous expectations, attachments, assumptions, and judgments from the mind. Everything that has transpired in this life thus far has been absolutely perfect. This moment is exactly what our souls signed up for. So it's rejoicing and knowing everything in the universe is exactly how it's meant to be. We are simply unique, incomparable. Now it's up to us to accept this, love this, celebrate this, and the very celebration, we will start seeing the uniqueness of others, the incomparable beauty of others. Love is possible only when there is a deep acceptance of oneself, the other, the world. Acceptance creates the milieu in which love grows, the soul in which love blows. Osho. We are unique and divinely special exactly the way the universe has designed us. Any efforting on our parts to be special or become a somebody simply implies that we feel we really aren't very special. Any outer efforts, actions, or inner attempts to become a special somebody always is stemming from a deeper source of not seeing and feeling what a precious gift each of us already are to this world. The truth is that there is nobody exactly like you out of 8 billion people on the entire planet. So just be yourself. Relax deeper into this truly unique and special being that you are. Rest deeply into your innermost self and truly enjoy it. You will one day become so relaxed that you will spontaneously realize how much the universe is in love with you and what a deep, eternal, loving gift you are for this world. And yes, allow yourself to feel appreciated. You can do it. It is the kind of love that always allows you to feel and be unstoppable in manifesting the life you truly desire. And perhaps there might be a little voice inside you that has some questions like, how can the universe love me? What's so special about me? How can I be lovable with all my flaws? And how can something so huge, personal, and made of 99% empty space as the universe have love for me? Well, they're all good questions. Explore them, each one. All the answers are inside you. And when you make the time for yourself, to dive into them, eventually you'll break through the question, find the divinity, that you are simply present. It presents itself to you. Your ability to feel special, loved, and appreciated, all depends on the degree that you open up. Drop your doubts and relax into it. Once you relax, you shift your vibration and you become a better receptor for love from the universe. Think of yourself as a beacon, a radio tower that broadcasts and receives messages from the universe. What are the messages you're sending out? What are the messages you're receiving? Look for the direct correlation between these two. And by appreciating, accepting, and approving of yourself just as you are right now, the universe will be sending you back the same signal. When you realize how lovable you truly are, the universe has no choice but to send you love from everyone and everything around you. This is when life becomes a constant state of ever-present joy and bliss. It truly is amazing that we are here right now in this very moment. So many things could have taken us, our life, from us, and yet we are here still exploring life. It is an amazing thing to be here on this planet at this time. Take this moment to welcome it. The universe wants each and every one of us to take advantage of our lives. It is the most precious gift we have. And there are so many things that you can do on a daily basis to slowly move yourself and keep yourself in the now. You take 5 minutes daily this week alone to look back at everything you've been through and see how the universe has always been supporting you. And a lot of people don't do this, but when you do, it's like a big wow. It truly is wondrous to see all the life experiences that each of us have had and that we are here alive right now. Even making it through the birth canal was a tremendous feat of courage and love. Notice how for years the universe has been providing us with food, shelter, and opportunities to contribute to this world. And we can let go and trust that the universe will keep us safe, warm, cozy, and truly awake, aware, and alive. We can allow ourselves to feel this support and love. And the amazing infinite conscious universe is always supporting us, whether we know it or not. It loves us. Notice how good it feels to know that the universe loves you and believes your existence is a deep, eternal one. And it's time to recognize this and be the gift you wish to give to the world. Now, obviously, whatever you give to the universe, whatever you put out there, is going to come back to you. Whatever you give out there to the universe, it's going to be answered. So if you're down, depressed, negative, angry, irritable, that's what you're going to get more of. And it's interesting, we all believe paradise is not somewhere that you need to map to reach. We are in paradise. We have only fallen asleep. All that is needed is an awakening, Osho. And that's what's happening. And believe it or not, we all live in cages of some type, shape, or form. When we feel disconnected from our spiritual nature, anything or anyone can feel like a prison. Perhaps our physical bodies, financial situation, emotions, spouse, or even our own limiting personality can make us feel stuck and trapped. The good news is that whatever cage that you are locked up in actually has a key. That key is sitting there, resting inside the lock, ready to be turned when you've had enough suffering and are ready to set your spirit free once again. Turning your key simply manifests on its own after understanding a few basic principles about what real freedom is and what it is not. Being totally wild and absolutely free is not some radical, rebellious, or disrespectful approach to life. It is also not about conquering some controlling authority out there who is dictating the rules on how we should and shouldn't live our lives. We don't need permission from anybody else to manifest the life we want to create. Real liberation in this life is not a pushing away to find freedom from someone or from something. It is more peaceful than that. It's about finding that which is already free inside us to be, do, and believe whatever we want. Real freedom is about recognizing how we already are the final word and ultimate authority of our life. It is knowing that we honestly believe is what becomes real. What we honestly believe is what becomes real. And this is the end truth and final reality. With 8 billion different realities on the planet now, we are one of them. The moment we choose to believe we can be a wild, fully self-expressed, fun-free being is the exact same moment we realize that we already are the absolute final authority of our lives. The truth is that we're already constantly manifesting everything in our lives right now, right in this very moment. Whenever we place our attention for an extended period of time is where our energy flows. And literally, we move energy into form, we create it into reality, manifest. We're already one with the great God source, and it is creating everything around us through us. Our greatest freedom comes from understanding this, surrendering to this truth, and feeling how it shows up in everything we do. Every action we take in this life is an expression and an extension of our consciousness. Whatever we are feeling about ourselves in life is emanating energy out into the world around us. Nothing and no one is separate from each other. We are all impacting each other all the time. And by becoming more sensitive to this truth, it becomes obvious how our own limiting beliefs are imprisoning us, stopping us from living the amazing life we were born to live. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. The real Dalai Lama. The greatest transformations in this life often show up in the most subtle and gentle forms. It is vital that we first see where the prisons exist in our lives, understand how each one is sustained each day in order to demolish it from our own minds. And initially, we may not see the prison walls around us because we are so used to them. These invisible cell bars are all the limiting, skeptical, doubtful, and negative beliefs we carry each day. It is a long, compromising list of constructive ideas that we tell ourselves who we are and what is possible, what is impossible to achieve. To give yourself permission to be totally wild and absolutely free starts with finding and releasing every limiting belief which you're clinging to. That makes you feel not so expansive and free. Find those heavy negative thoughts which you honestly feel are true and real about yourself, yet also make you feel sick, stuck, heavy, and very unhappy. Let them go, because they are just ideas which no longer serve your greatest good. May sound ridiculously simple. Yet, when you reach down into the core of you, you'll find that the truth is that you are the God source itself, making up all the rules as you go. And that is all there is. Each of us are the God source itself. And we all are making up the rules as we go. And that is all there is. When we are ready to empower ourselves and manifest the most amazing life, we will discover this truth. And then life just naturally becomes easier, more magical, and amazing. And in order to stop being attached to all our limiting beliefs and heavy thoughts, we must choose deeply. We must deeply desire to be free. We must feel into our suffering inside in order to let it go. There must be a visceral feeling in the body of the stuckness first in order for the release to be real. Then we must continuously step back from it and see how every apparently good and bad belief we had about who we are fall into the pile of small limiting beliefs. We must choose to leave behind all beliefs to be free. All of them. Let go of all of our disappointments, hopes, fears, if we want to truly start living, because attachment to any belief will create some form of future suffering. We must live life as if everything could end tomorrow, and also be this eternal spiritual being who knows that nothing could ever destroy us. This is our life. So we choose to live it to the max. We don't know exactly how long we're going to be around in these bodies. The universe has given us a mouth to smile with, a body to enjoy. Don't waste a day that you are here on this beautiful planet. Go outside, live your life totally, fully, and truly. So I invite you to try to feel what it's like to be totally freed from the good and bad opinions of others. Try it for this next week of your life. Imagine how it might feel in your body to be completely, truly, and honestly free from everyone's thoughts, opinions, and judgments of you. No matter what anyone says, it could be your mom, your dad, or some stranger. It does not reflect in any way who or what you are at all. Instead, you realize that the divine, infinite spiritual being, who you truly are, is beyond all thought and concepts completely. And this non-attachment to others' opinions of you is one of the most self-loving, natural, and honorable ways we can live each day. This is the golden key that turns the lock to realizing at the core who and what we are is already a powerful, divine, magnificent spiritual being. This spirit and soul, who we really are in essence, is always free. Always, always. Take the risk. Get to know your basic spiritual nature. Feel the essence of your infinite spirit inside. This is something that cannot be contained, imprisoned, nor taken away by anything or anyone in the outer world. Realizing this is real freedom, and this spiritually free feeling is our natural state of being. All exploration and expression from this place is the most loving act we can give to ourselves and others. The full expression of our real spiritual nature is the deepest gift we can give, as it is the greatest honoring of who we truly are. Now, you may think that becoming a wildly liberated human being is not the top priority on your to-do list this week. Yet, if it's not in there somewhere, you definitely aren't going to enjoy doing anything on that list of yours. Without wild freedom, our entire life becomes a chore, a burden, and a heavy job that must be accomplished just so that you get your wants and needs met. If you don't stop this nonsense and turn that golden key to unlocking spiritual freedom, you will miss out on the main core purpose of your life, which is to enjoy the short time you are here and alive. It is only by experiencing truth on our own freedom happens. Freedom is the fragrance of the experience of truth. Okay. So the first basic step to freedom is learning how to continuously let go of what others think of you 24 hours a day. This means releasing what you think your immediate friends, family, coworkers, and lovers think about. Honestly, do you know exactly what goes on in their minds? When you drop what you think their opinions are of you, you can actually release whatever your opinions are about you. As long as you are attached to what anyone thinks about you, you'll never be able to be totally free from what your mind thinks, believes, and perceives about you. The mind is like a judgeaholic. It is always judging, comparing, and labeling something or someone, then changing its mind again and judging again. The mind is a genius and creating all sorts of fanatical, exaggerated opinions and beliefs and stories. When you understand this truth, it's easy to totally let go of what others think of you, for their opinions will always change. This creates the space inside you to think outside the box and believe whatever you want to believe about you and what you are. This spaciousness is the very source of our greatest freedom. So step back from your thoughts, for they are all borrowed ideas from other people anyway. Deep down, this life is more humorous and ironic than we realize. We are creating all of our suffering and joy all day long, every day. Literally, we are creating all of our suffering and joy all day long, every day. We are responsible for it all. The irony is that each day along this lifelong journey, at the very core of our being, is a river of perpetual, loving, creative energy, overflowing with deep, healing peace. We don't have to go anywhere to find it. It isn't out there. All we simply need to do is sit, become deeply relaxed in the body, and train the mind to not cling to any thought that arises. It may take some time to relax the body, be truly cling-free, and deeply find peace. Yet, doing so, you will experience your soul essence and spiritual nature. There is nothing more important that you should be doing with your life. The more often you practice being at peace with what arises in the mind, the easier it becomes to experience every ordinary thing in life as divine. God follows us wherever we go. Whenever the mind clings to something extra important or special, notice this with awareness. Don't push it away. Don't label anything as bad, wrong, or a problem. If you do, this in itself will become what's blocking you from feeling an enlightened, liberated state. Just welcome all the thoughts with great curiosity. Explore what is beneath each one. You'll see that there is nothing there. Each thought is recycled information gifted from the outer world, that we shouldn't take responsibility personally that we shouldn't take personally at all. If you want to get down to the core of you, ask yourself some deep personal questions. What hole inside you are you trying to fill? Where do you feel trapped in your life and why? Write down these questions and your answers. Make this a 20-minute enlightening exercise that you gently opens the door to your soul. When you discover where you feel trapped and empty, you'll see why you're clinging to those things that you cannot let go of. This understanding is the most important next step of your wild journey coming ahead. The real battle, conflict, is won when we see that there are no real enemies out there and that the only real enemy is the imaginary one within our own minds. This realization is a sacred path to our enlightenment, and finding our inner wildness within is the bridge back to our spiritual essence, simply because our spiritual nature is wild, free, and untamable. Expressing this wild spirit within ourselves awakens us from the almighty ego trip we are on. It unlocks the door so that we can step into the vast universe and deeply take care of our wounded selves in the most sensitive, loving, and healing ways. When we discover this connection to our real spiritual nature, we instantly see how every human being is a soul and a spiritual gift to our lives as well. From this place, each person we encounter becomes the source of more love, joy, and inner peace in our lives. When we give ourselves permission to feel spiritually connected, when amongst others, we truly become the wild, unstoppable, free being we were born to be. We no longer feel wounded, avoid others, or resist letting ourselves be nourished in love. We start embracing the divinity that we all actually are. The more we practice feeling into this spiritual connection, the better life feels, and the more real our divinity becomes. Understanding that we are spiritual beings, we realize there is nobody to fight with or against anymore. We see everyone as our friends and greatest teachers when we can live 24 hours of one day knowing we are all sacred, divine, spiritual beings that will never, ever die. We will stop suffering completely. The fight will end with others and within ourselves. We can all then realize together that we are the ultimate authority of our individual realities and capable of creating heaven any moment we want or desire to on this earth. Meditation is a listening with a receptive heart. Meditation is a listening with a receptive heart. Buddha. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax these bodies that we're in, head to toe, inside and out. Relax them, letting go of the things that we cling to. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, hurriedness, impatience. Let it go. And you ask yourself one question through your heart mind. Does this serve me the greater good? It's a simple question. And when you answer it honestly, most of the time the answer is going to be no, it doesn't serve you the greatest good. You face all of them. And remember, they're not your thoughts. They're not. They're everyone else's. Through the existence in that body that you've had so far, in this life. Thoughts don't come in, they're sent out. That's how you know the difference. Is this my thought? If you're sending it out, it's your thought. But if you're receiving it, it is not your thought, because it's coming from out there, not in here. Set them if you need to. Set them on the couch and address each one. Okay, fear number one. Why am I? What's the issue with this fear? Why am I having it? Be surprised what happens. You might have a full living room full of them, and the next thing you know, they're all gone. Once you do this, the body is in a quiet, peaceful state. You're not thinking. You're not hearing chatter. And you don't have these endless programmed thoughts running around. You're only in the now. And the now is what? It's the breath. How do you know you're in the now? Well, when you focus on your breath, you're always in the now. The breath is the now. No matter what you're doing, you're focused on the now. And that's what stills our ego mind and our subconscious mind, which means we leave them alone. We don't participate in them. This is the only way that you can be a watcher of them, to understand how to master them so that they become allies until they aren't needed any longer. Now, we all have memories, and memories are great. We all experience them. We even visit the ones that weren't too great. But it assists us. It reminds us of certain things. It reminds us of when we were happy and joyful and when we weren't. But we don't linger with them. We move on because we're constantly moving forward, creating new ones. Some of us, though, will stay in that reminiscing, in that past. The past is dead, doesn't exist. It is now moments that are no longer. And the past can get you into trouble because you can linger there too long. And when you linger there too long, you end up bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past and reliving that past and that future. This is how powerful we are. This is why people will say, no matter what we do, we seem to always end up here. Others of us, we're always asking questions, which is a good thing. When we get impatient, we start asking things like, when is this going to happen? When am I going to have more money? When am I going to buy this or that? When is my luck going to change for me? When am I going to meet the one that I dream of in this life? What am I going to have? What am I going to do? Where am I going to be? And when we finally discover that we're like in this void, there's no future there. We create the future in the now. If you were to face the three golden paths, left, middle, right. Middle is the now, middle path. Left is the past, right is the future. And it's funny how some people jump from the past to the future, from the future to the past, from the past to the future, so on and so forth. But they jump over the now. because they really don't know what the now is, because they never really thought about it. And when you eliminate the chatter, you move into peace, tranquility, benevolent state, and then you listen. You just listen. And you'll be amazed. Now you'll know, say, that little tricky mind ego can come in as you're listening, but it's very weak when you're in this state. And you know from the heart mind. So you listen. You'll be amazed on what vibrations penetrate. How do we stay in the now, though? Because we've got all these program thoughts running by, like clouds in the sky, or even faster, millions on a superhighway. This is when it is imperative to remind ourselves to be gentle, kind, generous, humble, and in deep gratitude 24/7. Then, when we say, okay, so I've wandered off. So that's not a big deal. I'll just focus on my breath, which is my divine positive energy, which sustains this body that holds the kingdom of God, the God source. And I'll be in the now. And you will. 3,000% of the time, you'll be in the now. And it's the only place to be. There's no other place to be than the now. Now we look at these bodies that we are not the body. We are not the name. We are not the personality. We are not the character. We are the God source in the body. So we're able to look at the body, and the center of the body, running from the tailbone to the top of the head, are 7 chakras. Chakra means wheel. These are wheels of light. They're etheric and spiritual. They are not like a block of wood. We are etheric and spiritual, the God source within these bodies. We flow through them. And this touches all of our organs, all of our emotions, all of our directions, all of our existence, the physical form, period. So we are intimate down to the God in the body is intimately connected to even the quantum quark of the body. Now, since many have not identified themselves as the God source within the body, are still tied up with believing they are the body, then they have no idea how powerful they are when it comes to healing the body. When you finally connect with the God that you are, everything changes. Everything. And it is wondrous. So we also know that the soul, the pure consciousness, the God source, enters this body that you're in and powers it up. And the mother of that body sustains it through nutrition and energy of her soul, her spirit, her God, until your God, enters that body. And when that umbilical cord is removed, you are powering that body. So the soul is heaven. And it's for us to discover heaven and understanding who and what we are. The God source, the heaven. We are heaven on earth, the body, the earth. So consciously aware that we are of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude and peace. We are creating paradise every step we take. Literally. So you could, and we shine our light 360 degrees outward. It's all over. This pure, deep, eternal love that we all are. This God source. and we glow. We literally glow. And if you were to look at this planet from out in outer space, you would see how it glowed, and you would look at the universe and say there's nothing in this universe that even comes close to this light. And that's true. Because remember, we are the universe. And the universe is us. Not the bodies, the God within them. So we reach out to all the parts of us gods, that are consciously aware of who and what they are. Pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Now, there's other parts of us that are asleep. We don't dump them off. They're with us, but they're not awake. So they don't participate. They don't speak or anything. They're just there. Now, this involves gigaplexes of light energy beings, of which we all are. And one gigaplex fills this entire universe with not even a sacred square inch of space to spare. They come in trillions of gigaplexes from trillions of universes in every direction. And that includes all the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundancia, Pel, Ta, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. All the galactics, off-worlders and celestials, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All its light energy beings. Because we have the eyes that we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So all of these light energy beings on this planet, on it, in it, above it, below it, who come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, and configurations we never see. We are aware of a smidgen. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. Now, the galactics, celestials, off-worlders, it's the same. We're only aware of a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 species travel through this solar system every single day. And throughout the universes every single day. And the ones that we're aware of, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Anunnaki, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. Many, many, many more. But this particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, the archangels, their civilization have vibrated at a different frequency than we do. And we don't see them like we see each other. But we meet with them. We interact with them. A lot of the times we don't know that we are. We have kind of a feeling. Other times we just know that was an angel. Where are they? And they're never there. They are gone. And they send us a message, but they send it in so many different ways. And isn't it magna glorious, stupendous, phenomenal, spectacular to be alive in these bodies. That is bliss. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands because of their vibrational frequency. They can house a large number in a small area. Now, the ascended masters, they have mastered ascending into physical, they've mastered physical, and they have mastered ascending out of physical. They hold pure God form, pure consciousness. We have ascended into physical, are mastering physical, creating our experience to perfect our creation. And along the way, we just may discover that you are the light. You are the God source. You are everything in that body. There is no light to follow. You are the light. You're the pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. You always have been. You always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You are infinite. You are supreme spiritual being, omnipotently powerful. So why would you follow a light when you are the light? So we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. Prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This circle of light emanates from the God source, the God force, love, light, energy deep within each and every single one of us. It's who we really are. It's what we really are. And this circle of light bathes, showers, and saturates all life, the highest supreme value in the universe, on and above and below this planet, right now, 24/7. It is massive, it is spectacular, and it is never ending. We begin to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. It's like the ballroom globe, the mirrored globe, except it's 1 trillion times more intense, reflecting and flashing. It looks like a laser show, highly accelerated. And we see the points of reflection. So through our curiosity, we look at them. They're microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. So we enter them, and we discover that all of us, everything, is learning and teaching and learning. Not just each of us with each other, but everything, all life. The highest supreme value in the universe. Blade of grass, pine needle, raindrop, snow, flake. Everything is teaching us. We are teaching everything, and everything is teaching us. We're students and teachers. Endless. It doesn't matter who or what enters your life. It matters if you acknowledge it. And it matters what it is teaching you, what it is a part of you that is teaching you. Part of the God that you are. And vice versa. This is unending. This is spectacular. It is in our endless journey. It is always with us. No matter where we may be. No matter where we may incarnate. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that we created that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. That's followed by the white light. This is a column of light we created that reminds us all that we are imbued from head to toe with a white fire armor. Nothing like the armor on this planet. Much different, much higher. This white fire armor emanates from the God force, love, light, energy, the God source, pure consciousness within each and every single one of us. It is impenetrable. It cannot be manipulated, tricked. It does not lose its energy, frequency, or power. It is constant, eternal. It is infinity. We are protected 24/7. No demon possession, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. If they came close to us at our high vibrational frequency of pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace, they would vaporize. So they stay away. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through anger, hatred, greed, envy, hurriedness, deception, manipulation, dishonesty, fear, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then the possibility of demon possession, attachment, many other interesting things through the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with a double column of light. The first part of it is the purple transmuting flame. We created this to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, send them to pure consciousness where they're literally no more. Then immediately following is the violet ray. This is a column of light we created. It reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest to the highest, highest, the deepest to the deepest, deepest, and the purest to the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that the gods within these bodies are the sun, the sunlight. The sun sets and the sun rises. The rain and the rainbows. The oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the animals, everything. We are literally everything. Everything is us. So the next time you view a sunset or a sunrise, an ocean front, a mountain view, a starlit night sky, it is the God within you. And if you're sitting there in awe and you're saying how beautiful it is, then you've missed the understanding that it is you. It always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. You're the beauty. You're the majesty. You're the grandeur. We continue to ascend above the planet, and some of us step outside of our physical form and hover effortlessly above it, if we're carrying physical form. And why do we do this? Well, because we can. We come in full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the universe. It's larger than anything. Because it is everything. In the center is an oblong sphere, and the center of the sphere is this golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous rings of light, multicolored, sending out in all that there is, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, these waves, almost sparkling, electrified, but when they penetrate and saturate you, it is an unending warm embrace, total comfort, total serenity, total peace, tranquility, benevolence. And the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest. Eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And then comes well-being. Great prosperity, great abundance, great wealth, great happiness, great bliss. It's unending, all of it. And all of it is you, the God source, within that body. All of us. It is a reflection of truly who and what we are. And it's never ending. The top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7, non-stop, as it's doing right now. It is the purest of deepest love, and flooding and saturating all of us, always. You could sit and quiet oneself and feel it. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean. And we also contain the essence of this golden ocean. Drops of the golden ocean is drops. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere, it's that center circle. We all created this sphere over 3.5 years ago. It holds 1,600 of our meditations in perpetual motion. And they don't drain or weaken or disappear. It's the opposite. They get stronger. They get more intense. And they expand. And they're flooding all of us, hundreds of millions. And if you really want to get technical, even with the ones that are the parts of us that are asleep, countless numbers. And all of that is flooding this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. The vibrational frequency of the gods within these bodies continues to increase. It continues to be lifted. The evolution, the second phase of evolution of the civilization is in full swing. More and more wake up, and then they start discovering a little bit more of who and what they really are in that body, not the body. When man is born, he is tender and weak. At death, he is hard and stiff. When things and plants are alive, they are soft and supple. When they are dead, they are brittle and dry. Therefore, hardness and stiffness are the companions of death, and softness and gentleness the companions of life. When an army is headstrong, it will lose in battle. When a tree is hard, it will be cut down. The big and strong belong underneath. The gentle and weak belong at the top. Lao Tzu. I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out. take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. This moment is the only thing that is real. Everything happening between your ears is a grand illusion created by your mind. This moment contains the only true existence. It is the only place you can find the divine. The past and the future are amazing, yet are delusions that take you away from the divine and are not actually real. They are continuously being fabricated and replicated by your mind. For 10 times randomly today, stop the mind by surrendering to the present moment. An amazing spiritual experience will begin to unfold within each and every single one of us. And the longer we can remain completely present in the now, don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself and see for yourselves. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we will return here Thursday, September 30th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.